Alright guys, begin again with another YouTube video. Give me 1 second, I'm going to turn off my lights. Okay, so a little bit of another update. Like I said in 1 or 2 videos ago, college does start soon. In fact, technically 5 minutes from now is the day that college starts. It'd be Monday, August 31st, which is kind of weird. I go back a week after middle schoolers and high schoolers go back in my area. I know all around the world school times are a little bit different, but I do have my first class of college tomorrow. So a little bit about college, guys. College is a little bit different from your normal high school, in America at least. I don't know how it works in other parts of the world, in the way that you get to choose what class you want and what time you want it. So all of my classes are on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I only have 4 classes, but in each class you spend a little bit more extra time than what you would usually in normal high school. And you spend 3 hours studying outside for every hour that you spend studying inside. So there's a lot of time that's going to go into my college career. So I just want you guys to know that things are going to be slowing down a lot more than what they should be going into this, because college is a full-time deal. So with that said, we're going to take a look at the AA-12. Now then, this is what the AA-12 looks like rendered in LD de Pauvre. I've tried to build this weapon before in the past, and it only went so far. I wasn't unhappy with the way that I was building it, but I never got around to actually finishing that model. So there's one day where I was just not able to sleep at night at all, and I just decided that I was going to go up and I'm going to start from scratch, and I'm going to build a brand new AA-12 to the best of my abilities using some of the new techniques that I've come up with, and that's what happened basically. So this is the finished product rendered in LD de Pauvre. As you can see, this one's got a smoky gray finish to it. I really like the smoky gray finish on certain weapons with different highlights. So this one has the black highlights with real nice blue pixel writing on the back of it and the front blue sight. So we're going to go ahead and open this up in LD de Pauvre. This is an upcoming model, so don't worry guys. That will be out soon, because I know a lot of people want to see them. So, what is the AA-12? Well, it's not your normal shotgun. It is a 12-gauge shotgun. I know it kind of looks like an assault rifle. And it takes and it bridges the gap between an AR-15 and a 12-gauge shotgun. And now then, I say AR-15 because in this stock, this fixed stock right here, is a special recoil system that mitigates as much recoil as possible. It works basically the same way as a M4 buffer tube, which is why I said AR-15. It shoots fully automatic 12-gauge shotgun rounds, shells, out of these 10-round box magazines, 20-round box magazines, and then 50-round huge drum magazines at a really, really low cyclic rate, so that the recoil is basically non-existent. FPS Russia demonstrated this in one of his videos by taking and one-handing the weapon on full auto, going through an entire magazine, which is pretty impressive because 12-gauge shotguns are known for their recoil impulse and it being really high against your shoulder. The AA-12 has been featured in a number of different games, most notably Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3. Modern Warfare 2 had a different style charging handle on it, and Modern Warfare 3 featured a different style charging handle and a cheek rest in the back that was just like this super weird design. I didn't go for any of those particular designs. I just went for the standard generic AA-12, and it turned out pretty great. I'm actually proud of this one, and I really like how I did the smoky gray finish with the bright blue detailing. So starting with the stock, in the back here we have the very basic butt pad. This is how the normal AA-12 is. It's got the little ridges on it so that it sticks to your shoulder, doesn't kind of slip out of it. It's officially the day that I go back to school, by the way, guys, just so you know. On the bottom of the stock we have the kind of like a angle curving so that it's just a little bit more detailed. The side here is the AA-12 logo. It is on both sides. Really nice. On the top here it's curved so that when your cheek sits up against it, it feels nice and good. Here we have the main frame of the weapon. Nothing really special about it. The AA-12 is not the most detailed weapon in the world. We have our shell ejection port here, connected to the charging handle up here, which is the basic charging handle. Modern Warfare 2's charging handle was something that kind of flopped around. It was just a pole that you could pull on. It flopped back and forth, laid flat with the receiver. Modern Warfare 3's charging handle was more like this, where it was just this kind of curve that came up just like this, and you could grab it and cock it. This is, again, just like the standard generic AA-12, which is why it's just a curve like this. I don't know if I have the pieces in there or not to, yeah, I don't. Okay. Pop that right back in there. Shell ejection port is connected to the charging handle, like I said, so that when you pull back on this charging handle, this entire thing opens up, revealing this magazine right below it. The trigger works. As it should. It's got the basic grip on it. A little bit of angle on the back here just to make it more comfortable in your hand. The dual kind of trigger guard, so you get this one here and then one here. And these load kind of like the Thompson submachine gun, where it has this post right here that the magazine follows. You can't just throw the magazine up or in there, you have to actually go through the post. It's got these side plates on it that prevent you from seeing those ugly holes where the Technic pieces are that hold the trigger. The front handguard here is probably the most interesting part of the weapon, because the bottom part here is these curved pieces that are flipped upside down, and it connects to the rest of the gun really stable. And then these pieces on the side here are just grip pieces that are colored black so that they have a really nice pattern to them. Top part up here, again, curved so that it's comfortable. Like I said, the bottom is probably the most interesting because of how it's flipped upside down. And then of course the barrel and the front sight. And speaking of sights, trying to get this lined up. I don't think it's going to work. That's for the most part how the sight system works on these. Sights on shotguns aren't really needed, especially a fully automatic shotgun. So that's pretty much it for this model. It's a really interesting model. Pretty simple, not much detail, just like the PP90M1. Really not much detail to go over in it and things like that. So what do you use a fully automatic shotgun for? A lot of people take and mount two of these side by side on automatic robotic systems that they control inside of cars, and they mount it up on top of the car. And then they have a video monitor on their little control panel, and they have a crosshair on that computer monitor, and then it's basically a real-life first-person shooter. If they ever get into an engagement and they need covering fire, boom, you have full auto 100 rounds between both of your AA-12s of 12 gauge buckshot, slugs, deer shot, all these different types of things. Oh, I meant birdshot. I didn't mean buckshot. I don't know why I said deer shot. And they could just lay down covering fire. They don't really have to worry about like shotgun rounds really penetrating civilian infrastructure and things like that, because they're not really known for their penetration unless they're using slugs. But it's definitely better to mount these things up on top of cars and not have to worry about getting screwed over. Magazine has detailing in it. I forgot to talk about that. It was pretty on the milled. It's basically 2 studs with plates on the side to make it 3 studs. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, AA-12 is real basic. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe for more videos similar to this one. I thank you guys. Have a nice day. If you guys want to see this model and more, check out my website at bluejthemeister.weebly.com. I know I am kind of slacking when it comes to updating that. Hopefully that changes when I start going to college, because I have free time between classes. I have like 30, 45 minutes, things like that. So maybe on that free time I'll be able to go through with a laptop or something and go ahead and edit to my site to feature all of these weapons and whatnot. Like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in another video sometime.